God to you was kinda odd. On the Passover, Christ was born in the spring. So now we bring the truth about the King of Kings. That's Black Jesus and not Caesar Borgias. And the facts can't be changed. It's all about the Most High. It's all about Yahweh Shai. It's all about the Most High. It's all about Yahweh Shai. Hebrew Israelites. It's all about Yahweh Shai. It's all about the Most High. It's all about Yahweh Shai. It's all about the Most High.
Seven, 77071. Our class times are Monday and Wednesday from 7 to 10, Friday 6 to 9, and Saturday from 10 to 2. All right, if you're in the San Antonio, Texas, Albuquerque, New Mexico, or Austin, Texas areas and you like class, please hit us up. We'll get you the class times and days. Okay, brothers are back from Arizona, so they're no longer out there. So if you want a class, probably gonna have to, if you want a class, brothers won't be back out there until about next year this time. So look for us next year out there in Arizona. Okay. We got kids class every Sunday from 2 to 3 p.m. pre-recorded. Any kids under the age of 12, if you're in the local area and you want your kids to learn who they are, their nationality, their forefathers, their real history, they can come to class every Sunday from 2 to 3 p.m. Okay, and then you can watch the pre-recorded channel, the pre-recorded classes on the ISBHPK Kids channel. You can watch us live on ISBHPK. And you can watch our other pre-recorded cable shows as well as live classes. You can watch that at Israelite School of Biblical History and Practical Knowledge. All on YouTube. Make sure you like, you share, and you subscribe. Okay? Hold on real quick. My chair. Wow. Never mind. Never mind. Look out for the ISBHPK cable show. All right, new season of The Hidden Truth, basically. Look out for that. We got our first video out. We got the second one coming, the birthdays. All right, look out for that. Just got to do a little bit more editing on that, and we'll have that out there for you. I know a lot of y'all been asking. Please be patient. We're going to get it. We're going to get it up. You can check the new season of The Hidden Truth every Saturday at 8:30 on Comcast Local Channel 17. Or you can stream it live on hmstv.org. Okay, you can also check us out on blogtalkradio.com/Mashaba every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday at about 9:30 a.m. It's blogtalkradio.com/Mashaba. Okay, if you'd like any garments made, the sisters are doing orders on Israel Wear. So you go on Facebook, type Israel Wear, which is one word. All right, and they can get you anything you need: headbands, armbands, tunics, girdles, anything that you need, any Israelite gear that you need. If you have any questions, you can contact Priest Kazakia at 281-707-2737. Text only during class. You can contact me at 303-557-8979. Please text only during class. On class, off class days, you can call me, you can text me. I answer my phone, I answer text. So for those of you that have been hitting me up, I will answer your call. If I don't, I'll get back. We be busy, but we'll definitely get back to you. If you want to email us, you can do so at isbhpk@isbhpk.org. Okay? And as far as your donations, any form of contribution is welcome and needed. It's about to be the first of the month, so all those that vowed the vow to help the school, it is that time. So we're asking that you can send in your vow, okay? We put that towards the school rent and all the other bills, okay? And you can do so through the Wells Fargo account or through the Google Wallet, okay? But as far as any other donations and contributions, they're all welcome. Any canned goods, anything that's going to help the homeless, we'll take it. Anything that's going to help the educational process of your people, we'll take it. All right, you can mail it to the school, 8524 South Braeswood Boulevard, Houston, Texas 77071. Okay. This Saturday the sisters are selling hot plates to raise money once again for the school. And the brothers, we have our own business in the First Colony Mall. All right, American Eastern Oils, we do the body oils, the natural soaps, the body butters, the bath bombs. Everything is all organic and natural. You can check out the business page on Facebook, American Eastern Oils, Instagram, American Eastern Oils. If you're out of state and you want some smell goods, hit us up, man. We'll mail them out to you. We got a lot of customers in different states. So there's another way for us to help support ourselves and keep the school afloat. Okay, go to Jude 8:25 real quick and read that. This is why we do what we do. As I get this chair right.
Jude chapter 8, verse 25.
Read verse 24.
Wait, you said Jude?
Judith in the Apocrypha.
Oh, come on.
Judith in the Apocrypha. I didn't say Jude. It's a lie. I'm trying to get this chair raised.
Jude chapter 8, verse 25.
Uh-huh.
Moreover, let us give thanks to the Lord our God.
Verse 24.
Verse 24.
Uh-huh.
Now therefore, O brethren, let us show an example to our brethren.
Do what?
Let us show an example to our brethren.
Yeah, all the things we do are for an example for the brethren. Go ahead.
Because their hearts depend on us.
Because what?
Their hearts depend on us.
Go ahead.
And the sanctuary and the house and the altar rest upon us.
Right. At the end of the day, it rests on us here in Houston to keep everything rolling. So that's what we do. That's why we do these little fundraisers. And, we have our own businesses because we don't want to have to put the burden on you guys or anybody else to keep this going. So we take the burden on ourselves. That's better. Yeah, there we go. My bad, y'all. My bad. This chair, I don't like it. Okay, so they got that. I know y'all probably got questions online.
Proverbs 4.
Huh?
Proverbs chapter 4.
Well, I wanted to go right into class because it's a lot, but what you got?
It's Proverbs chapter 4. She's asking, what does her mean? And I have the scripture, Ecclesiastes 11.
Well, read Proverbs 4 real quick.
God.
We're gonna take this one. Yeah, the topic. You got the topic up there, the title.
It's on YouTube. It's not on the actual.
Yeah, you can throw it up because we don't have to go right in it. Yeah. Basically, we're going to go into this topic of voting. I know somebody asked the question maybe last week, do we vote? And I hit a few scriptures, but then I thought, man, we haven't done a class on it, so let's throw that together. So got that together. So I want to go through it just to show, man, what the importance of do we vote or do we not, and go through it like that. But you have a question where?
Proverbs chapter 4. She was asking. She was asking. Shalom. Question is Proverbs chapter 4. Throughout the whole chapter.
Right.
What is her or she referring to? Need clarity in its mention a few times.
What did they give like a specific scripture?
She just said the whole thing.
Right. Well, the hers is speaking of wisdom. Go to Let's go to Proverbs chapter 4 and verse 5.
God.
Read that.
Proverbs chapter 4, verse 5. Get wisdom, get understanding. Forget it not.
Read.
Neither decline from the words of my mouth.
Right. So Proverbs 4 and 5 is saying get wisdom, get understanding, right? That's the subject matter, is the wisdom. Go ahead.
Forsake her not.
Forsake what?
Forsake her not.
Right. Forsake her not. Speaking of the wisdom. The her is wisdom. Go ahead.
And she shall perverse thee. Or
Read
preserve
that
thee.
right.
And she shall preserve thee.
Go ahead.
Love her, and she shall keep thee.
Right. Speaking of wisdom. Read verse 7.
Wisdom is the principal thing.
So here's the subject. Wisdom. Go ahead.
Therefore get wisdom. And with all thy getting, get understanding.
Read verse 8.
Exalt her.
Exalt what?
Her.
Who is the her? Class?
Wisdom.
Wisdom is the her. See, 7 is giving you what it is. And then, 7 is giving you the subject that it's talking about. Verse 7. And then verse 8 is just saying her. Now, we know that it's just a metaphor. Wisdom is not an effeminate, like how they try to say wisdom is effeminate, or wisdom is a woman, the father. No, it's just speaking metaphorically. It's speaking of, watch, go, what did you have?
Ecclesiastes chapter 4, verse 11. Wisdom exalted her children.
Right.
And laid hold on them that seek her.
Right. But that's a good one. Go to Ecclesiastes. The reason why it refers to wisdom in the feminine form is showing how a man should chase wisdom. Just like how you chase the women, just how you shave, you get all nice and pretty, right? You get your whole gear together for the whole week, right? You do everything like these dudes out in the world. What do? When they want them women, they make sure they go out, they work, they kill themselves, they slave, they sell drugs, they do whatever they can to be able to floss to get the women. So it's the same thing where we should be doing whatever it is we can to attain wisdom. Go to Ecclesiastes 5 in the Apocrypha and verse. Go to 5. No, excuse me. There it is. 6. Ecclesiastes 6. And verse 18.
Ecclesiastes chapter 6, verse 18. My son.
Max, you got an apocrypha? No, sir. Let's get him one. Let's see if we got one in the back for him. You got a Bible with you?
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. Let's get him an apocrypha. Go ahead. We should have some in the back. There it is. You can keep this one. Go ahead, read that. Ecclesiastes 6. In verse 18.
God, my son, gather instruction from thy youth up.
Come on.
So shalt thou find wisdom till thy old age.
You'll find what?
Wisdom until thine own old age.
Read verse 19.
Come unto her.
Come unto what?
Come unto her.
You see how it equates wisdom as this her? But how should you come unto her? Read.
As one that ploweth and soweth.
As one that does what?
Ploweth and soweth.
Right. You got to come into her with that mind that you're ready to put in work. You got to come to wisdom as one that's ready to give himself. If I'm plowing and sowing, what am I doing? What am I doing, Lamont? If I'm plowing and sowing, what does that mean?
You're putting in work.
I'm ready to put in that work. I'm ready to get down and dirty, right? I'm ready to get the old man off and put on that new man by all costs. So it says, read it again from the top, verse 19.
Come unto her as one that ploweth and soweth.
Go ahead.
And wait for her good fruits.
Read.
For thou shalt not toil.
Wait, it says and do what for her good fruits?
And wait for her good fruits.
So I got to come as one that's ready to work, but I got to be patient. See, it's just like when you find that woman in the streets and she's like, nah, you can't get my number. Right? And you do what? You like, nah, I'm going to get her number. And you diligent, right? You on it. You put in that work. You make sure you come with all the Mac lines. You practice in the mirror. You do all that. You rehearse all your little pickup lines. You figure out any which way to get her attention. This is the same way we're supposed to be dealing with wisdom. Go ahead.
For thou shalt not toil much in laboring about her.
Go ahead.
But thou shalt eat of her fruits right soon.
Read verse 20.
She is very...
Wait, who?
She.
You see how it refers to wisdom as this she? But it's not saying that it's a feminine spirit or anything like that. It's just showing you metaphorically how a man, because we know the Bible is written in masculine form, how a man should come on to wisdom.
God.
That's why when you read verse 18, read verse 18 one more time. Very key word.
God.
Uh-huh.
My son.
My who?
My son.
My who?
My son.
Come on.
Gather instruction from thy youth up.
Right. So you see how it's directed to a man, masculine, showing this is how you're supposed to approach onto attaining wisdom. You do so in the mind of, I'm going to put in work. It says, read verse 20.
God, she is very unpleasant to the unlearned.
Right?
He that is without understanding will not remain with her.
You see how it refers as this her. So whenever, when it's dealing with the wisdom, it does refer to her. Not always, not every single instance is like that. But it does, I'm gonna repeat it. It does say that and refer to wisdom as this her to show you this is how you're supposed to be chasing after wisdom. Us men, we got to be chasing wisdom. God. We got to chase it like it is the most beautiful woman on the planet. We got to chase wisdom like it's the last thing on earth.
God.
See, but we have it backwards where what do we do? What do we do, Max?
Shy away from it.
We do, but what do we chase?
We chase our lust.
We chase the women and not the wisdom to be able to deal with the women, to keep the women.
God.
Women are always going to be there, brothers. Cars are always going to be there. Clothes, money, it's always going to be there. But what was the one thing that Solomon did before anything? Who knows? What did Solomon pray for? He prayed for wisdom, but why? Did he just say, let me just pray for wisdom just to have it? What do you think?
So you can learn how to operate.
How to operate, right?
Yeah.
Lamont.
He prayed for wisdom to learn how to take care of Israel.
Right. He prayed for wisdom to learn how to be able to deal with Israel. He prayed for wisdom because he knew without it, he wasn't going to be able to order his house. He wasn't going to be able to lead the people. He wasn't going to be able to have the riches, the women. He wasn't going to, listen, think about it. Think about how many fools are out there with money. God. Think about all them lotto winners. You go watch the documentaries on the people that win the lotto, and then 2 years later they broke. God. What did they not have?
Wisdom.
But that's why it says, jump back to Proverbs 4 and verse 7.
God, wisdom is the principal thing.
It's the what?
Principal thing.
I get wisdom later.
Principal thing.
Money, cars, hoes, and clothes.
Principal thing.
Wisdom is the principal thing. That's the first thing a man needs. That's the first thing you need before anything. You ain't got no wisdom. You ain't gonna know how to deal with those clothes. Listen, I got a brother. This is my brother, my blood brother. Let me show you where not even having wisdom when it comes to dealing with clothes. So this guy, he lives out in New York. You know how New Yorkers, they love to get dressed, they love to get their sneakers and their jeans and hoodies and all that. So instead of, he'd be bouncing around place to place, whatever. So my mom would always get this guy, clothes all the time. She'd always get this guy clothes. He'd be on hard times. She'd get him clothes. And she's wondering, why do I always got to keep getting you clothes? You're a grown man. What are you doing with the clothes that I got you? His mind was that, when they got dirty, I'm going to just throw them away. Instead of just washing. Y'all looking at me like I'm making it up. I swear to God. Listen, he told her, yes, I throw them away because you just give me new ones. And she's like, okay, why don't you just wash them? Take a little bit of time. Don't spend money on the alcohol. If you have a little drinking issue. Don't get the Hennessy. Go do some laundry at the laundromat. It only costs $1.50 to run a washing machine. God. You know what I'm saying? But no wisdom, you can have all the damn clothes you want. But if you don't know how to take care of what you have, what are you going to do? You're not going to understand that I got to wash my clothes. Y'all understand that, right?
God.
No wisdom to deal with a vehicle. You want all the vehicles in the world, but you don't know that, oh, I got to do an oil change. I got to give it maintenance. I got to put the right gas, right? I got to rotate the tires. You can have all the cars. But what if you don't have wisdom to maintain that? It's almost like you should have never had it. If I don't have the wisdom to deal, go to Lamar, where's the scripture at? Where it says, dwell with them according to knowledge. Where is it at? You got to know. Give me that. Yeah, come on, man. You're supposed to be sharp with these, man. Where's it at?
No, it's in Ecclesiastes.
Nope. We'll get it, but it's in Come on, man. You're supposed to know this. It's First Peter 3 and verse 7. Go ahead.
1 Peter chapter 3.
Because I'm harping on these things: money, women, clothing, cars. Why? Because money, hoes, and clothes. All the nigga knows, right?
God.
That's all they want to know, but they don't want to know the knowledge on how to maintain, or even how to get the right woman, the right car, the right clothing. So go read this real quick. 1 Peter 3 verse 7.
1 Peter chapter 3 and verse 7. Likewise, ye husbands, dwell with them according to knowledge.
Dwell with them according to what?
Knowledge.
But see, the childish, unlearned mind is like, I just want to dwell with them. I'll dwell with them according to anything. I'll let her run me. I'll dwell with her just because she's a woman.
God.
It don't matter if she's trying to usurp the authority. It don't matter if she's trying to overmaster you. It don't matter if she's a good mom, a bad mom. I just want to dwell with a woman. But it says dwell according to knowledge. So what knowledge do you have to have? Well, first of all, you got to have the knowledge of this person. You got to have the knowledge and wisdom and understanding of the Most High to say, how am I going to deal with all your mishaps and your hang-ups? How am I going to deal with your spirit when you get out of pocket? When you want to try to lead me? Wait, I'm the man, but you want to lead me. So, because in the world, they tell you what? The knowledge is just punch a chick in the face. Right? Punch her in the face, kick her down some steps. You get some chick pregnant that you didn't want to get pregnant. You get the homegirls to punch her in the belly. All that stuff. Y'all know what I'm talking about.
God.
They do that in the world. You be taking out hits on your baby mama to get miscarriages and things like that. They do that. But see, we got to dwell with them. We got to dwell according to knowledge. That's the first thing that has to come before you even want to dwell with a woman, or even have a car, or have a lot of money, or have a lot of clothes, or anything carnal. You should say, you know what? Let me get the wisdom to be able to deal with this stuff. That way when I get it, I don't just lose it. That way when I get that woman, that beautiful Israelite sister, I don't destroy her spirit and make her hate the Bible and hate the Most High because of what you didn't teach her. That way I don't teach her an evil lesson. Let me get the wisdom on how to deal. Oh, that way when I do have kids with her, I'm not child abusing my kids and not knowing. I'm not doing things to my kids and it's putting their health at risk. It's all these things that you got to have wisdom and knowledge to be able to maneuver, or else what? You'll have kids, you don't know how to deal with them, you'll make the wrong move, and then next thing you know, the authorities are involved, or your kids get taken, or you got parents that have neglected their children to death, right? Why? They lacked wisdom, they lacked knowledge. So it's all these things. This is what we should be asking for before we even before you want anything, man. You should be covered in those spiritual gifts. That's what Solomon asked for. He asked for the wisdom to what? Guide the people. He knew what his job was. He didn't pray for a bunch of women, bunch of gold, bunch of armies. He didn't pray to kill his enemies. He didn't pray for any of that. He said, give me the wisdom to guide your people. The Most High said what? Since you asked for that, I'm going to give you that, and I'm going to give you more. I'm going to give you the money, the women. I'm going to give you the armies. Listen, he had a city of chariots. One city of just chariots. Think about that. He didn't ask for it, but the Most High gave it to him. So just going back on that wisdom, and that's the first thing that we should be looking for, man, is the wisdom. The wisdom in all situations. Just like how we're going to go through this class today and deal with the wisdom on voting. What's coming up? Midterm elections, right? So you see the push on TV, on the radios, vote for referendum A or referendum B, and vote for this. A is bad, A is good, B is bad, right? Because now they're voting for their local, who knows? It's for their local government, right? The lower level. Obviously, they're not voting a new president. So it's all the governors and the judges. Vote this governor in or this guy in because of his policies. But, we got to really consider, and I'm going into the class now. Hopefully I answered your question. If y'all have any other questions, just hold them until Friday. And we'll get to them. There's a lot of information in this class, so I just want to just get it out. We haven't done this class. So we've touched on it in answering questions, but I want to get all this out because it's a lot, little history. So we got to understand one thing, man, that they're pushing this whole voting thing. Like, I'm on Facebook and I'm seeing like other Israelites like, man, it just hurts my heart to see so many black people not vote. And I'm like, okay, vote for what? Why is it such a bad thing that an Israelite doesn't vote for his oppressor or for his oppressor's policies? Obviously, these people don't get it, that they're oppressed, right? They don't understand that the policies that are being pushed on us is what? What are these policies that are being pushed on us? What are they? They're our destruction. These are the things that destroy us. Think about their policies. Homosexuality, legalized drugs. The biggest one, what is one of the biggest issues on the ballot whenever they vote for women? Right to choose, right? Choose what? Abortion. Do I kill that little Israelite baby or not? That's what that's about. That's what that's about. Do I kill a little Israelite baby in the womb? Or do I let them live? Well, we're going to give you the right to choose, but we're gonna throw it in a bunch of different, we're going to throw it in the voting arena, and, you'll pick the guy he's like pro-choice. And he's like, yeah, I like him. He's pro-choice, but then I don't like his other policies. He's against this, or he's against that, or he's for this or for that. So you got to think about it. You might have one guy that says, yeah, abortion is bad, but then he might say homosexuality is good. What do?
Take the lesser of the evils,
they say do what?
Take the lesser of the evils.
Take the lesser of the evils. But evil is evil. Is there like a lower level evil? Is there one sin greater than the other? So think about that mind state where they tell us that, yeah, take the lesser of the evils. But check this out. Does the Most High deal with lesser of the evils? Hell nah. Watch this. Go to, let me open this up real quick. Y'all could title this class Vote or Die. Ain't that the slogan? Remember Diddy? Back in the day, he was on that Vote or Die before they voted in Bush. The young Bush. He was like Vote or Die. And he was out there with the billboards, and he was really in there. I think he's still on that Vote or Die tip. He's still on that Vote or Die. Because they're seeing the level of just injustice that comes from these presidents and these elected officials, but they're forgetting one thing, that there's no one side better than the other. There is no lesser of the two evils. They're both evil as hell. They're all controlled by the same puppet. Go to let's see if the Most High deals with lesser of the two evils. Go to Deuteronomy 30 and verse 19.
Go on. Deuteronomy chapter 30, verse 19.
Make sure they get it.
Go on. Deuteronomy chapter 30, verse 19.
Go ahead.
I call heaven and earth to record this day
right
against you.
Go ahead.
That I have set before you life and death.
Wait, he did what?
I have set before you life and death.
Well, I'm going to give you a lesser of the two evils.
I have set before you life and death.
Yeah, the Most High don't deal with lesser of two evils. He deals with a damn choice. Either you're going to live or you're going to die. So he said, listen, I set before you. This is way back in Deuteronomy. Now, who was the leader of Israel at this time?
Still Moses.
It was who?
Moses.
It was Moses, right? And his successor, or his two successors, would be Joshua and Caleb, right?
God.
Right. So, at this time, watch, read verse 20.
God.
Or read on.
God. Blessing and cursing.
You see that? It's a clear cut. Blessing and cursing. Read.
Therefore, choose life.
Therefore, choose what?
Choose life.
Choose what may bring you life?
Choose life.
Go ahead.
That both thou and thy seed may live.
You see how the Most High is talking to us here? He's saying, listen, choose life so that your seed can live. Go ahead, read on.
God, verse 20. That thou mayest love the Lord thy God. And that thou mayest obey his voice.
Go ahead.
And that thou mayest cleave unto him.
Read on.
For he is thy life.
For he is thy what?
Is thy life.
Right, so he basically made the choice for us, right?
God.
Now, but obviously the Most High gives us that free will. He gives us the will to choose. Let me see here. Voting for politics, I understand that. What about in our jobs? There's an upcoming union election. Should I refrain from that election too? Well, see, dealing with a union election on the job, that's going to affect you. You might be, with the union, you're going to be probably, I'm guessing, voting. I haven't dealt with a union in so long. Wow. It's been almost 20 years since I've been in a union job. But you're going to be dealing with, I'm guessing, pay raises, health benefits, work policies that will affect you. I would vote in that because you're there. You gotta show up there every day. You got to vote for what's going to make sense for you on the job. But you got to understand that, is your vote going to count? See, we got to understand one thing, that our vote in this society, in Esau's land, it don't count. No matter what you may think, no matter how much change you think you may impact when you vote, think about it. They voted in a black president and more blacks died under his rule, getting shot in the streets than any other president.
God.
But obviously slavery and those things. But there was nobody getting pulled out of cars like that in the Clinton administration. Brothers getting pulled out the cars and shot at the rate that Obama. And guess what? There was more blacks that voted, I'm sure, than any time in history. Just because Obama was a black man. Not an Israelite man, but he was a black man. So we got to think about it where, you know, we do things for the appearance, but does what we do affect us in voting for these politics? Or are they controlled? Now, the union, that might be a little bit different. That's a little bit more close, a little bit more smaller scale, a little bit more personal, where you might see what you voted for. We vote for a pay raise. We all want a pay raise. Guess what? We got the pay raise. We vote for this type of insurance. We all switch to this insurance. You might see that. But think about the things that people that voted for when they got Obama in. They voted for change. They voted for yes, we can. Yes, we can what? I mean, you got change. You damn right you got change. He gave you homosexuals on a scale of none other. He made that so legal. Listen, if you look at a faggot today, they'll throw you in jail. He made it so legal. He made it legal to sleep with your animals. He made it legal to marry dolphins. I mean, these are the things that he made legal. And guess what? You think that if you voted against it, it still wouldn't happen? You think if you voted in the other guy, who was running against Obama? I don't even remember. Oh, McCain, little old short arms. You think if you didn't vote, if you would have voted McCain in, something would have changed? Hell no, he would have brought something else that was perverse and against the Most High. So, you know, the union job, that's a little bit on a different scale. That's going to affect you in a different way. That might affect your pay. That might affect your health care. But the way this society is ran, it don't matter what you do. It's built to affect us in a negative way. Read where you at.
Verse 20. That thou mayest love the Lord thy God.
That it may do is what?
Love the Lord thy God. And that thou mayest obey his voice.
Read on.
And that thou mayest cleave unto him.
Cleave unto him. Go ahead.
For he is thy life.
Go ahead.
And the length of thy days.
You see that? So he was showing us, listen, I'm your life, choose me. Or you can choose death, destruction, slavery, chaos, mayhem, lynching, abortion, homosexuality. You can choose these things, losing your identity, who you are. You can choose those things or choose your life. So he gave us a choice. He always gave us a choice. Go ahead.
That thou mayest dwell in the land which the Lord sware unto thy father.
Go ahead.
To Abraham. To Isaac. And to Jacob.
Jeremiah 29 and verse 11. Now, the Most High gave us a choice, right? And he gave us a good choice. He said, choose life or death, blessing or cursing. And we know we fell into the curses because our devices are yet uncertain. We choose wrong. Hardly do we guess aright. We're destroyed for a lack of knowledge. So we chose death. We chose slavery. But the beautiful thing about the Most High is this. He had a plan for us from the beginning. And he gave us the way for the plan to benefit us and prosper us. But, us, hard-headed, stiff-necked, all those beautiful things that for some reason befall the Israelites, we fall into the curses of Deuteronomy 28. We fall into we're still under the restraint of this society where now I think I'm going to vote my way out of slavery. Hell no. You ain't going to vote. What you think? You going to vote for some judge and he's going to be there to bang the gavel and get you out of jail? You going to lock your black butt up just for being black. What you think? You going to outvote, you going to get Trump out of office and all of a sudden we're good as a nation? Yahweh Shai is going to ascend from the fourth because we got Trump out of there? Well, let's remember, before Trump, there was Obama. Yahweh Shai still ain't come down because he don't care about that. He don't care about no black president, no white president. Yahweh Shai cares about truth, justice, equity. He cares about the law. He cares about the Most High's will. But read that, Jeremiah 29, verse 11.
Jeremiah chapter 29 and verse 11. For I know the thoughts that I think towards you.
He said, I what?
I know the thoughts that I think towards you.
This is one of my favorite scriptures because it goes so deep if you let it. It goes so deep because the Most High said, I know the thoughts that I think towards you. Go ahead.
Said the Lord. Thoughts of peace.
Thoughts of peace. Go ahead.
And not of evil.
Right. So don't you think that he gave us the blueprint for the peace? I'm thinking it. Choose life. Go ahead.
To give you an expected end.
He says it right there. I'm trying to give you an expected end. I'm trying to give you what I know you should have, this kingdom. But you gotta at least make the right choice. You gotta show up, right? Vote for this. Vote for the expected end. We want to vote whether or not homosexuality or bathrooms. You want to vote based on color. Oh, I hate Trump. Let's get him out of there. It don't matter. Whoever comes after Trump, Democrat or Republican, is going to be worse. They're going to be worse than Trump. Read on.
Then ye shall call upon me. And ye shall go and pray unto me.
Go ahead.
And I will hearken unto you.
Right, go ahead.
And ye shall seek me. And find me.
Now, see, the Most High said, listen, I'm giving you this expected end. When you pray to me, I'm going to listen. When you seek me, you're going to find me. But how come when we pray, it's like, damn, I don't even know if the Most High is hearing. How come we got to wait for those signs? Because we made the wrong choice. We chose the wrong way. Why did we choose the wrong way? Because throughout all our captivities as a nation, throughout all, after Moses, all the way to Saul. From Moses to Saul. Now, from Moses to Saul, did we have a king? Do y'all know? Did we have a king? Who was the first king of Israel?
Saul.
It was Saul. So, but did we not have leaders and judges? We had Moses was what? He was a judge. He was a leader. You had Deborah. I'm going to go through the list to show you that there was about 16 different judges and leaders that led us out of captivity each and every time. But that was the Most High putting someone there to lead us, to guide us, to give us this expected end. Right? So, but what was our problem? Our problem is this. We envy our oppressor. Go to Proverbs. Proverbs 3. We envy our oppressor to this day. We want to be like the white man. We want to be like the Chinese man. We want to be like the East Indians. We want to be like these other nations so bad, you'll vote for their wickedness. And you think you're doing something right. You think, oh, because I showed up and I got my little I voted pin, they give you a little booby prize when you drop the slot or you mail your ballot. I don't give a damn about none of that, man. They can mail ballots all day. Rip, rip. I rips them up. That old thick paper they send in the mail. Come on, man. I got people coming up. Did you register to vote? No. For what? Vote for what? Vote for who? Vote for some guy that's going to lock me up? It doesn't matter who it is. He's not looking out for the best interest of the Israelite, man, woman, or child. He's looking out for what? The policies, the law, the penal codes of America. He's looking out for their constitution. He's not looking out for my constitutional rights according to Scripture. Because if they were, they would pull this out every time they went to go and judge us, wouldn't they? But we understand a few things, that there's no other nation that can judge an Israelite man, or they're not supposed to. They can't go to law with us, being from outside the nation. They're not even supposed to rule over us, being outside the nation. And we're not supposed to choose them as a ruler. And we're going to get to all these things that I'm saying, but we're not supposed to pick a man that's not of our kindred, of the 12 tribes, to rule over us. So we got a few things wrong where it's like, yeah, did you vote? Did you register? No, I didn't vote. I didn't register. I'm not going to vote. I'm not going to register. It's funny, down in, it was in Rosenberg Fair. When we were down there, this Judite lady, she was like pressing me hard. And I had to back up and look at her, and I said, okay, so what you voting for? Like, what do you want me to register to vote for? Homosexuality on one end or pedophilia on the other? Ooh. This is how I had to hit her. Like, it don't matter. Like, you want me to vote for the destruction of my children? I'd rather not vote. But that's why when you read back in that Deuteronomy 30 and 19, he said that both thy and thy seed. See, we got to remember the things that we put in play now. Yeah. They affect our seed. When they start talking about transgender bathrooms, guess who that affects? Yeah. My son, his daughters, his sons, all the future kids that are going to come. They're going to be brought up in this world of straight confusion, where somebody had the bright idea to let a man use a woman's bathroom. Now the kids are like, what the hell's going on here? You're at home teaching them one thing. They go out into the world and learn something or see something totally different. Now you got this battle in your house. You got this battle in the mind. What's wrong, what's right? And it's a constant reproving, a constant ripping up of the policies of America and instilling the policies of the Most High. Read where you at. Job, Proverbs 3:31.
Proverbs chapter 3 and verse 31. Envy thou not the oppressor.
And this is our problem. Watch, when we get to it, you're gonna see that from the time of right before Saul, the time of Samuel, we envied all our oppressors. We envied every nation that put us into captivity. Every nation that the Philistines, the Moabites, we envied them for one reason. We envied them for one thing. And what it is was, the Jews require a sign, the Greeks seek after knowledge. They had something that we thought we didn't have because we weren't able to touch it. We weren't able to, I don't want to say we didn't see it, because we saw it. We saw the Most High's power. We saw Yahweh's power. We saw it, but we disregarded it. We forsook. Go there real quick. Go to Deuteronomy. I'm going to just throw this in there. We forsook Deuteronomy 32, right?
Deuteronomy chapter 32. Verse 1.
No. Joshua 32 verse. You can read
verse 15.
Read verse 15.
Deuteronomy chapter 32 verse 15. But Jeshurun waxed fat.
The upright one. Go ahead.
And kicked.
Read.
Thou art waxing fat.
Come on. Read.
Thou art covered with fatness.
And this is what happened to us every single time we went into captivity and came out. Every time the Most High sent a deliverer, because that's what he called them. He called every man that he sent, he called them the deliverer. So, you know, that kills also. I know we ain't got nothing online, but there's no deliverer but the Most High. There's no Savior but the Most High. You Old Testament only. He called these other men. He called men like Joshua. He called men like Caleb. He called men like Eli. He called them saviors. He called them deliverers. Delivered because they delivered us from every captivity. He sent the man every time. The Most High did. We didn't choose that man. Y'all know that, right? Did we choose Moses? We didn't choose Moses. Moses was sent. Did we choose Joshua? He was sent. Caleb. You know, and there's a few other men that we'll get to. We'll read that again.
But Jeshurun waxed fat and kissed.
Go ahead.
Thou art waxen fat. Thou art grown thick. Thou art covered with fatness.
Go ahead.
Then he forsook the Most High.
Then we did what?
Forsook the Most High.
Yeah, we got lazy. We forsook the Most High. We forgot his power. We forsook the majesty. We forsook the grace. We forsook the fact that he sent someone to get us up out of slavery. We were like, yeah, we good. 20 years later, back in captivity. If you look at, I'm not going to be able to get through all of it because it's a lot, but if you look at all these men and women that he sent, and I say women because he sent Deborah as a judge also. She was the only one. But when you look, they had, this man judged Israel for 20 years. Then Israel did evil in the sight of the Most High, and the Moabites took them captive. And then he sent the Savior. And then 20 years later, the same thing. We repeated the same cycle. 20 years, 4 years, 10 years, this year. And we kept getting lazy. But why? Because we envied our oppressor. Jump over to Proverbs 23:17. Proverbs 23, verse 17.
Proverbs chapter 23 and verse 17. Let not thine heart envy sinners.
Let not thine heart what?
Envy sinners.
Go ahead.
Be thou in the fear of the Lord all the day long.
It said, let not your heart. Read it one more time because you missed the word. Let
not thine heart envy sinners.
Yeah, the Most High is telling us that our oppressors, for one, they are sinners. This nation is a sinful, wicked, disgusting nation. But guess what? Every nation that came before this nation, every captivity, they were all sinners. They didn't believe in the Most High. The Most High sent them on us because of our wickedness, but they weren't holding the laws, statutes, and commandments. Or else there wouldn't be no need for a deliverer. There wouldn't be no need for a judge to pull us out. So he said, do what?
Let not thy heart envy sinners.
Right, so when you're thinking, I'm gonna go run to the ballot, and I'm gonna go punch the clock, however the hell they do it. I don't even know what they do when they go there. I'm gonna step behind the curtain. I'm gonna get my I voted pin. Don't envy the sinner. Don't think that you're getting something that he should have. Because you know what you're getting? Death, destruction. You're getting death for your children. By trying to execute and vote for their policies. We're going to get there. Read on.
But be thou in the fear of the Lord.
Yeah, how do we stay in the fear of the Most High? In Christ. We stick to these laws. We worry about these penal codes and sub-statutes and statutes. We get these laws down. You know, you got Judah out there talking, they get arrested by the cops. I know my rights. No, you don't. No, you don't. Because if you knew your rights, you would know that agree with that adversary quickly. That's a right. Agree with him so he don't take you to jail or kill you. I know my rights. I know this, I know that. No, you don't. You ain't a lawyer. You don't know that. You don't even know not to eat pork. So you know your whole rights according to America. But you don't know the rights of the Most High. You don't know the liberties that the Most High and Christ afford you. You don't know about that liberty, but you know about your rights in America. We have to flip the script and get up out of those mental chains. Go to Exodus 3 verse 9. So let's go through some of these leaders, some of these judges that we never had to elect. They were already elected. The Most High said, I know the thoughts that I have for you. So guess what the Most High thought? Let me send some men that were going to lead my people the right way. Let me send a man like Moses, meek, humble, selfless. Because imagine if he would have sent, imagine if Korah would have been our leader. Y'all remember Korah and Dathan, right? They were fighting coming up against Moses. Korah was talking about how rich and how old he was and where he should have been the leader. So imagine if Korah would have been our leader. We would have been even more covetous than we are. We would have been even more covetous people. Imagine if, the murmurers, one of those murmurers were the leader. Let's appoint him as the leader. But all he does is murmur against the Most High. More people would have been destroyed in the wilderness. So the Most High said, you know what? To give you an expected end, to get you out of Egypt, to get you through the Red Sea, to get you into your own land, I'm going to choose your man. I got y'all. I'm going to make it easy. Now, let me ask y'all this. Even though the Most High manifested a physical flesh man to guide us and lead us, who was the leader? Most High, but Christ. Yahweh Shai, the Most High, right? Yahweh Shai was that spiritual leader that we should have always looked to, right? Moses was just the mediator of things, right? Just like how Yahweh Shai is now the mediator between God and man. At that time, Moses was the mediator between Yahweh Shai, man, and the Most High. Y'all get that, right?
Well done.
Because who was destroying us when we was getting off? When we were going off? It was Yahweh Shai. He was the destroyer. So, there had to be that man that went. That man Moses, he went and he pleaded our cause. Don't destroy them. They're trying. They're trying to get there. Don't kill them all. Even when it was like, I'm gonna raise stones in your name. He was like, this is not what you brought us out here for. You didn't bring us out here to raise a nation from my seed. You brought us out here to deliver us so your name could be glorified in us. So, Moses was that guy. So let's read it real quick. Exodus 3 verse 9.
Exodus chapter 3 and verse 9.
Is everybody with me so far? Let's see here. We follow the other nations as our role models and overlook Yahweh Shai, our true role model. The other nations lead us to our death. By Yahweh's grace, we're waking up. That's 110% true. It's sad because all the nations want to be the Israelite, but we want to be all the other nations. Look at our women. Look at our women. Our women are dying to look like Kim Kardashian, but Kardashian is getting butt and lip injections to look like you. Israelite woman, she wants what you have naturally. She's going to get surgery to get that. All the things you have. Come on, they stole your nationality. Damn. How much more flattery do you need? How much more do you need to see that somebody wants to be like you? And they'll murder, rape, rob, they'll keep you down in the ground. They'll continue to come up with ways to figure out how to keep you low. No matter what. To keep your identity a secret so they can assume that power. That's right on point. We don't even know the truth about these bogus laws. They change and update the laws on a regular basis. Who would have known that Obama would create a new tax and legalize some same-sex marriage? Well, that's the problem. We should have known, because was he operating under the law, statutes, and commandments of the Most High? So that's the perfect gauge. Wait a minute. You mean to tell me? Listen, I read Obama's policy when he first got elected. That book was like this thick. I read that, and I'm like, damn, this is crazy. All that just to say I'm gonna raise taxes and lower healthcare. You put all that crap in, but you got to see the things that were in between. I'm gonna take funding for this. I'm gonna legalize this. Animals. Check. Same set. Check. Hermaphrodites and check. You got to see it. They call those earmarks. They call those earmarks. John McCain used to call them pork, right? Fillers. John McCain was not about the pork. He ate pork, but he wasn't about the pork policies. Right? So you got to see they slide things in there, man. Think about how they do it too. They throw on the BET Awards. You get all hyped looking at Nicki Minaj walk around in a damn thong, and they legalize homosexuality, or they legalize sleeping with animals, or they pass some law under your nose because you're too busy doing what? watching the NFL championship or watching the NBA playoffs. BET, they make sure they got a music awards show every 4 months to keep your mind on that. Then they got sports round the clock. Then they play ESPN on repeat for from 6 a.m. to 12 p.m. Then they got First Take. Then they got Pardon the Interruption. They keep you on this clock of oblivion. But while you're sitting there worried about LeBron's stats and how many and if he's better than Mike, guess what they're doing? Guess what they're doing? They're making it easy for your kids to get abducted. Yeah. They're making it easy for a pedophile to come in and say, "Oh, a 5-year-old is now my boyfriend." Ooh. That's what they do. They're adding the P to the LGBT. They snuck that P in under your nose while you was watching LeBron lose the championship. You was so about that. While you was watching, Lil Wayne on the damn stage with no shirt and jeggings. While y'all was on Twitter just tweeting the hell away. They were putting the P in that whole acronym. And then a year later, you're like, what the hell does this P stand for? Damn, pedophiles. When they do that? Well, they did that when you was caught up in BET, when you was worried about Nicki Minaj fighting Cardi B. That's when they did that. You got to see it. Every time some type of event happens, distraction. We're going to pass a policy. We're going to sign this bill. We're going to sign that bill. That's how they get us, man, through their policies. We're going to get there. Read that, Exodus 3 and 9.
Exodus chapter 3 and verse 9. Mm-hmm. Now therefore, behold, the cry of the children of Israel is come unto me.
Right, so this is where we were captive in Egypt. Go ahead.
And I have also seen the oppression wherewith the Egyptians oppressed them.
Right, so this was, go ahead, read on.
Come now, therefore.
Right.
And I will send thee unto Pharaoh.
Wait, I will do what?
I will send thee unto Pharaoh.
Right, this was the Most High choosing Moses. He said, listen, come on. I see the oppression. I see what's going on. I choose you. So the Most High chose. We didn't have no say in it. Because why? We would choose wrong anyway. We would choose the richest. We would choose what we wanted to hear. We would choose the man that got the smooth words. Think about why people picked Obama. Man, he talks good. Sound like T.D. Jakes. Like he went to a crash course in smooth words 101.
Right. Can I get one with that?
Yeah, of course.
Just
no, you can't, brother. You don't
Proverbs 24 and 1. Just right here. He put it earlier too about envy not the sinner.
Yeah.
This one's gonna go with both of those. Read that real quick.
Proverbs chapter 24 verse 1.
Yeah.
Be not thou envious against evil men.
Yeah, and that's what it is. You start to envy the sinner. Your mind starts to be manipulated, thinking how much production they're bringing forth, or how much so-called change they're bringing, but they're not.
Right.
They're just very good at manipulating things. And when the world, you see all the riches, you see all the brand new cars, you see these so-called statistics. Oh, the economy's gotten better. Where's the economy at? Who's that? Who's the economy? They make it seem like it's this bum on the street. The economy, the economy has gotten better. The economy is the people in the ghettos and the slums, and has it changed?
No.
So how's it gotten better? So this is the thing. You start to look at these things and not really see the reality of it says the shadow of Egypt, the covering of Egypt, how they blind the minds of the people. Go ahead.
Neither desire to be with them.
Yeah, neither desire to be with them. And we could take this to every level, from you wanting to be like America, where you want to be like the little harlot at work. Ooh. You want, because she has freedom and she can run around and sleep with as many men as you want, as she wants, right? Our people are like that when they look at America. Oh, there's a freedom. Look at them. They're jogging in the park.
The American dream.
Yeah, they're living it up.
Damn, they got an SUV and a sports car.
Right.
Damn, they got the dog. They got the 2.5 kids. They got the 3-bedroom house with the 2 bath. I want that.
Yeah, and the funny thing is, the Most High he blesses you. He gives you things, but what he takes away is that slave mentality. and your mind keeps trying to pull you back into that slavery. Like, you got a car too. You act like their car is like any different from your car. You know what I mean? You got a house too. You have access to good food too. You just don't like it. You don't eat it.
You just don't realize that they're one payment away from losing their car.
Yeah.
They're one burger away from catching diabetes.
Just go on YouTube and look at all the movie stars. Where are they now? You start to realize that I thought their house was paid off. No, nope. They lost that house.
Yep. Repos.
Right, to meth, coke, crack, repos, and all that.
And just plain stupidity, not having knowledge.
I went through it the other day with some Disney kids, and you look like they crapped off all their money. Huh?
His name Shia.
All these kids, man.
Look at Britney Spears. Look at Shia LaBeouf. Look at the one that just.
I'm talking about cats that is really.
Oh, just broke.
Like, yeah, just broke now. You know.
I don't even know the Disney kids.
Yeah, but the point is this, that it's all a facade. You were thinking, oh, they're gonna be living it up forever. like they're right. till the end of time, they're gonna have money forever. Well, and you start to envy and look at the wicked and desire what they have. And that's where the political scheme comes in, the politricks comes in, to get you engrafted in the American idea, the society, and being a part of something. You're supposed to be a part of your nation, your people. You can never be comfortable in slavery and captivity, right? And think they want it to be good for you. It's never... Man, we just watched, driving back from Arizona, we just watched that Klansman.
Oh, the
Black
Klansman?
Klansman. Yeah. That's a good movie, man.
Yeah,
because it reminds you, nothing changed. You was a nigga in the 50s and the 60s. You were shot, being killed in the 50s and the 60s. Guess what? The year 2020 with flying cars, self-driving cars, you're still a nigga.
With a nice flying car.
But the politics deceive you. The politics and politicians deceive you. How? Read on.
For their heart studieth destruction.
Yeah, because where's their book they're coming from? Where's their knowledge coming from? Like he said, their penis code, their laws, their society, the way they think.
Their constitution.
Their institutions, their constitution. What they study is not for you. There's no way you can ever think this political system, right, is ever going to save you or free you. Listen, it didn't even save or free their own people. Mm-hmm. When you got the white man talking about you guys are veering from the Constitution, how the hell you think it's going to save a third of a man?
Right.
A spick, a wet bag, a border jumper, a water beetle, right? It's not going to save you. Why? Because it wasn't written for you.
Yeah, it was man written.
It was man written, yeah.
Where our laws, statutes, and commandments.
But what man wrote it? A man that studies destruction, death, bloodshed, evil. How could you get anything from good from that mind state? It's going to tell us. Read.
And their lips talk of mischief.
Yeah, their lips talk of mischief. Oh, I'm going to change this when I get in office. I'm going to change this. They can only go and change things in the parameters of their realm. And anything, if you want to be a superhero or a savior, you're probably going to get shot. You're probably going to get killed. You're not going to go in there and be like, I always thought about that, man. How about becoming a cop and selling and then switching on them, right? Your ass will end up in a bag somewhere deep in the middle of the ocean, right? Yeah, I'm gonna become a politician, but guess what? I'm gonna be a Hebrew Israelite politician. I'm gonna go in like they do us and change things.
You're gonna be the black politician?
Yeah. You're gonna be dead. Because why? Once you get in there and you really start to speak on things that is against their system, that's when you got to get destroyed. So Trump is right. He went in there and went right with the program.
Does he be like Kennedy?
Yeah, exactly. Obama is right. There's not going to be any savior but Yahweh Shai. Go ahead. Read it one more time, that last part.
Con, and their lips talk of mischief,
Right? Go ahead.
Through wisdom is an house built.
Yeah, through wisdom, knowledge, and understanding of the Most High, a house is built. So where's that in their law? Right? How? Go to Isaiah 24, verse 5. I'm sure he don't got that one in there. Go there real quick.
God.
And then we'll jump back. Go ahead.
Isaiah chapter 25, verse.
Isaiah 24, verse 5. It's too late. It's too late. You slept. I said it.
I got
I
that.
asked. Did I ask him, y'all?
I got that.
I paused and everything.
I got that in there. Why would I have that? No,
Go ahead.
Isaiah chapter 24, verse 5. The earth also is defiled under the inhabitants.
I knew he would jump, so it's all good.
The earth was defiled under the inhabitants. Go ahead.
Because they have transgressed the law.
Right, so they don't build their houses. They didn't build this kingdom on the law, statutes, commandments of the Most High. So who are we voting for? Demons.
God.
You're voting for another demon. If he ain't a pedophile already, if he ain't a underlying child molester already,
God.
and he's just a good citizen trying to do good, he's not going to be able to make the change because their laws, their ideas cannot be changed because they don't believe in the Most High.
And all it does is go from one bad thing to another. It's
Yeah.
not like it goes from something good to bad, or vice versa. It goes from one. I mean, look at the progression of this society. It's went from garbage to just even more garbage, where you wake up every day and you want to just kill somebody. They went from look at the homosexuality and the level to now it's legal.
Yeah, and they went from the 20s women wearing dresses to, you can't tell the difference between a street whore and a 17-year-old.
Yeah.
I keep looking at that. You look at the old movies. Remember all the street whores with mini skirts, boobs out, nipples showing through the boobs?
Yeah, Pretty Woman?
Remember that?
Yeah.
Like, that's how every 16, 17-year-old looks in the mall. Like an average 70s street whore.
And slow progression. They put it through the workplace.
Yes.
They were like, okay, we're going to make the street whore look like the working girl in the workplace. Wear your mini skirts, your tight blouses. And now it's a thing. Now it's about halter tops and bras out in public. That's what it's about.
Because they did what?
The earth also is defiled under the inhabitants thereof.
Go ahead.
Because they have transgressed the law.
Yeah, so their politics are never going to change anything. They're never going to, like, what, they give you a few more food stamps? Then you start, like, things are changing now. I got a whole extra $50 on my food stamps.
Or just food stamps in general. See, that's the problem with why you think so many black people love the Democrats.
Yeah.
But the Democrats are the one that's destroyed the black family. I mean, y'all know that, right? They gave food stamps and said food stamps are a man. The Democrats did that. So y'all talking about Clinton and Obama, the Democrats, bro, they're the ones that destroyed, they're the reason why your daddy ain't at home. They're the reason why you got the no frills in the cabinet and moms is like, yeah, we'd rather get the food than have a man. The Democrats, the same ones you vote for, the same party that Obama, Clinton, and all these other men are associated with that you think is for blacks and Hispanics, they're the ones that said, let's get the man out of here, let's destroy the black family. So you gotta even know what you're voting for. I thought that Democrats were for black people at one point. Like, yay, the Democrats, the Republicans are bad. Yeah. But then you go into the history, you're like, wait a minute. When you really look at it, the Republicans were more for black people than the Democrats have ever been.
So you got to pick the two of lesser evils.
But there is no picking.
Yeah.
That's why we hit that scripture.
Yeah. No, but that's.
Oh yeah, I see what you're saying. You do vote.
That's the trick.
That's the trick.
That's the trick is you got to choose from bad to worse or worse to bad. And it's still corrupt. And
right.
Now that you know why it's beautiful. It's like we were talking in the car. If you can't see it now that America is mockery, you know what I mean? That America's a big damn joke. Where who said they were? Akon said he was going to run for president.
Well, like, Trump did it, so anybody can do it.
That's the point. It is mockery. You know what I mean?
Yeah. If Trump is in there, come on, man. Trump was the same one back in the 90s that wanted to execute 4 black men for a rape that they never committed. Y'all, no, I think it was 7 black men or 5. I remember that story. They called them like the Prospect Park 5.
Oh.
Where they got accused of raping some white woman in Prospect Park, and they were not guilty, but he was ready to give them a death penalty. This is the type of man that they put in office, where he won't hear the whole information. He'll judge off the sight. He won't hear all the info, but he's ready to put a man to death, 5 of them. But then he'll say he's not racist. The same man talking about grabbing women in the crotch. The same man whose wife is a damn porn star. Think about it. Ivana Trump, this chick done post for Playboy and all types of stuff. Don't put those images up. Don't do that. Sister's getting the zone.
At least her not being butt naked.
Yeah, but his wife, his daughter. Listen, man, he talking about he would date his daughter. Yes, he said these things, that he would date his daughter because of the way she looks.
I love it.
But this is the type of man
that's
is filthy beast,
best.
but he's the representation of, you know why I love him?
Yeah.
Because he's the actual epitome and he shows the true colors of where we're at.
There was this part on the movie Gladiator where one of the politicians were talking and he said, he said, we'll give them what they want. He said, Rome is the mob. He said, we'll give them blood and they'll love it.
And they'll love it. Yeah.
You know what I mean? I never forget that part because that's America.
Yep.
They love this.
They'll give you what you want.
They love this crazy ass guy up there. They love the bloodshed. That's how America's. They raise your children off of the movies. The Terminator. You know what I mean? Rambo, Rocky. You know, they do these things. Why? Now when they grow up, they're what do they call it when your mind is like oblivious to the things that are wrong? You know, I forgot what it's called, but they know exactly what they're doing to desensitize.
Desensitize.
Right? They desensitize you, man. And our people don't understand. You just want to what? You just want to what? You just want a job.
Yep, you just want to live.
You just want to live.
Easy.
Like even the topic is like, yeah, kind of, but I just want to get to work the next day.
Yeah. Really, like
our people just want to stay sleeping. That's why the Most High sent the prophets to wake us up, to keep sparking your mind. Because if not, you'll go right back into the days and look around and it's sunny out. You're like, this ain't Afghanistan. There's nobody throwing bombs and shooting and throwing rocks, right? You go to work, you don't see it's all bad. You know, nothing's wrong with a little woman having freedom of choice. And you don't realize, that freedom of choice, that everybody is being promoted as a lesbian or transsexual or pansexual. And you're going to see it's the decay of your being. It's the decay of your being. And your generations and your nation and your nationality. And there's no more morality. There's no more morality. It's like, and you talk about it, you don't put a bra on, young girl. It's like, oh, wow. You're taking her right to be a whore away from her.
You're sexist.
Yeah, it's like, it's her right to be a little slut. That's what they should be saying. You know what I mean? And look at you. You guys are, what's the type of government that, monarchs, right?
Mm-hmm.
You know, because we're in a democracy, right? You know, like these other countries, they just lay the law down, right?
Oh, like communism?
Yeah, communism. There it is.
Socialism? Yeah.
See, they don't want that. Why? They don't want the one rule, one law. Why? Because this is how America's built. It's built off the confusion, the chaos. Daniel said, iron and clay. It's a kingdom of iron and clay.
Mm-hmm. It's confusion, though. I don't got that.
Go ahead.
I ain't no front. So, we understand, jumping back, we understand that Moses was chosen. After Moses, it was Joshua. I'm going to throw some names out. After Moses, it was Joshua. Who came after Joshua? As far as to lead Israel. Go to Judges 1:1. Judges 1:1. I got a whole list of names. Y'all got to have these. So a little history in here. You know, we got to get back to a little bit more history. But y'all got to have these names. It's important. You got to know who our leaders were. Y'all could name off all 50 presidents. Have we had 50? I don't even know. But you got some Israelites can name all presidents from George Washington all the way up, but can't name his forefathers. Judges chapter 1 verse 1. Read that.
Judges chapter 1 verse 1.
Read.
Now after the death of Joshua,
come on,
it came to pass that the children of Israel asked the Lord, saying,
they did what?
Asked the Lord, saying,
go ahead.
Who shall go up for us against the Canaanites?
Read.
First, to fight against them.
Right, so we were asking the Most High, who's going to lead us, basically. Read on, verse 2.
And the Lord said, Judah shall go up, because, behold, I have delivered the land into his hand.
Right, you see that? So Judah led. Judah led. Now, after Judah, and I'm not going to go deep into the story, but now after Judah, go to Judges 3 verse 9. See, there's going to be some names in here that we're not used to throwing out, because the scriptures don't go super in depth, but it does tell us. Judges 3 verse 9.
Judges chapter 3 verse 9.
Right?
And when the children of Israel cried unto the Lord.
So Judah died, Judah passed, and we got put back into slavery, and then we cried to the Lord. Go ahead.
The Lord raised up a deliverer.
He did what?
Raised up a deliverer.
Who did it?
The Lord raised up a deliverer.
Wait, we voted on it. We read it again.
The Lord raised up a deliverer.
We went to our local library and cast a ballot.
The Lord raised up a deliverer.
Go ahead.
To the children of Israel.
Uh-huh.
Who delivered them.
Go ahead.
Even Othniel.
Right.
The son of Kenaz.
Go ahead.
Caleb's younger brother.
Right. So he was Caleb's younger brother. Now, after Othniel, go to Judges 3.